Coming up in this episode, we're going to give you a step-by-step guide showing you exactly how easy it is to make a herbal decoction. We're going to be showing you what you need, what order you need to do things in, little tips to make you get the best out of your own herbal decoctions when you decide to give it a try for yourself. So what is a herbal decoction? The word decoction actually means to cook. And it's a method of extracting into water where plant material is tough. It's hard, it's probably been dried like this dandelion root here, or here we've got cloves, fennel seed, fenugreek seed, all tough, hard plant material that needs some breaking down. So cooking it will do that. If you just pour water over it, for example, if we were working with dandelion leaf, we could probably just use boiling water, poured over it, simple, let it stand for a few minutes. But because this is dried root, really quite hard, it's got to be softened up, and that happens in the cooking process. So here's what we need for the first step in making our decoction. Over here, of course, we have our pan, stainless steel, please, with a lid, mark that, we'll be referring to that later, a hob, and of course a small wooden spoon for stirring. Then of course we have our herbal material. Now, it's important that we get the right amount of herbs, so we have a scale here and I've weighed this up ready. I'll talk about that in a moment. And of course the water. So we've got about 750 ml of water here, that's 3/4 of a litre. And we want enough, in this particular instance, to make 3 doses. That's what we're trying to do. So 750 ml will be enough to give you a reasonable amount to drink. Obviously, some of the water will actually be absorbed into these herbs as well. So we won't get 750 ml back out again, but we'll get enough. And what you'll see us do later is to divide what we get back into the jug at the end of it all into 3 separate doses. So why am I using these particular herbs? Well, as I said earlier, I have chosen dandelion root for this one. Dandelion root is probably our #1 detox herb. It's a really powerful liver cleanser, or actually we sometimes say liver dredger. So when your liver gets all full out of the stuff that it's been processing for you all year long, occasionally it serves you very well to come along, give it a little bit of servicing, give it a little bit of deep cleansing, and that's what your dandelion root will do. Now, dandelion root alone is quite bitter. Not the nicest taste in the world, so I thought we'd also spice it up a little bit. So in here we've got our other herbs or seeds. We've got clove, we've got fennel, fenugreek, and a little bit of ginger root as well. We're just going to put a pinch of that in just to improve the taste a bit, but these herbs in their own way will also perform a useful function for our detox as well. So this is the kind of thing you could do every 3 or 4 months for yourself, particularly coming out of the winter months. It's a good thing to do to clear away the stagnation and the sludge of the winter diet. But it can be done any time of year, and it's really about self-maintenance. It's really about not letting things build up too much before you actually give yourself a little bit of a service. Some of these herbs are also liver cleansing in their own right, fennel for example, but they'll also do other things for us in digestion. Anything spicy, mild spices like these are going to be stimulating to digestion as well. That's also a really important part of the function of what we're doing here. We're trying to speed up the metabolic transit a little bit with these herbs. So what do we need to do first? First, of course, weigh your herbs. Make sure you've got the right dose going on. So here we've got dandelion, and I want to do a fairly deep cleanse of the liver. So I'm working with about 10 or 12 grams per dose, and we've got 3 doses to cook up here. So we've got about 36 grams of the herb here, and then of course we'll just take a pinch of the other ones just to add in to improve the flavour. Now, first thing we'll want to do, of course, is add them to the pan. Very simple, just like that. And then, as I said, maybe a pinch or 2 of the spices. That's easily enough. Spices are very strong. They've got a lot of volatile oils in. You don't want to overdo it, otherwise they will completely take over. And the next thing, of course, is to put our water in. Now, I've got all the water ready measured here, so we'll just pour that over. There we go. And we're going to switch it on. There we go. And this is going to come to the boil first. Once it's boiling, we're going to put the lid on, turn down the heat, and just let it bubble away there for about 10 minutes. Okay, our decoction is now done. We in fact boiled this up or simmered it for about 15 minutes on this occasion, so a nice strong decoction here. If we just lift the lid off, give it a little bit of a stir, and you can see that the lovely dandelion chemistry is infused into that water. It's now a rich brown colour. That's what we wanted. So for the next stage, we need a kitchen sieve and some muslin. We're going to strain the dandelion root material out, so we're just left with the liquid. And of course the muslin helps to take out the tiny little bits and pieces so that we get a nice clear liquid to complete. We're going to put it into this jug again here, and then of course we want to think about how we want to use it. So we're going to think about maybe we want to dose now, so we'll put some in a cup and we'll store the rest for later use. Now we're going to divide these, this particular decoction into 3 doses. Now this could work as a one dose for every meal, for example. It's a nice digestive aid, dandelion as well. We're using it here as a detox, however, so this is quite important. If you do a decoction, you can store it appropriately in the fridge in a sealed container. We've got a dark glass jar here, which of course filters out all the light as well. Now, not going to be much light inside the fridge, but it turns out that if you are storing herbal liquids or any kind of herbal material, actually, dark glass will prevent the light from destroying it, because the light more than the heat that is going to degrade the herbal material. And what we can do, we can store decocted herbs in the fridge for up to 48 hours. So if you're doing a detox, you could make it just a 3-day detox. You would have a dose in the morning on the first day after you made it, and then you'd have a dose on the second day, a dose on the third day. And of course you could protract that for as long as you want. You could do a 6-day detox by just doing the whole process over again. Okay, so on to the next step. So we want to take our sieve, make sure that it's actually centralized over the jug there, and then just drape that over. As we pour into that, of course, it is going to drag the muslin down. So we're going to do it really carefully. There we go. It's nice and clear there, and then we just kind of shake that out. All of that herbal material in there. What we can also do here, this is going to drain out, and you leave it a few minutes and just to sort of let the water, actually the liquid actually drain out. But what you can do, you can give it a bit of a hand here by just gathering it up like that, giving it a quick squeeze just to get as much of the liquid out as possible. There we go. And then we just pop that aside. Don't forget to put this in the compost, by the way. Return it to nature for recycling. And here is our decoction. And I can tell you that we're now down to 600 mils. So we've only lost about 150 mils here. That means we've got 200 mils per dose. So now I'm going to have a little bit of this now. So we're going to put approximately 200 mils into this mug for our morning dose, just a little bit more. And that leaves us with 400 mils to put into our storage jar. So now I'm using a funnel for this because we don't want any spillage over the side. This can just go straight in, no need for sieving or filtering at all. There we go. Straight in there. Pop the lid on it. And as I say, that can go in the fridge for 24, 48 hours at the most. After that, it's going to start maybe fermenting a little bit. So you've got to watch out for that. If you take the lid off and it goes like that, then you know that it's actually started to ferment. But it should be good for 48 hours. So we can get another 2 doses out of it. And this is my detox dose for the morning. So don't forget to subscribe to the channel to be updated on our other home herbal remedies that we're going to be showing you. And meanwhile, take care of yourself. I'll see you next time.